If we go ahead now and move over to precious metals, we will look at /GC, pull up the weekly chart, and what we just said on that US dollar pattern is a strong picture for what we can look for in gold, and that's what we have updated this. As you can see on 1/9, we did upgrade this. We're looking for this to now overall on this longer dominance cycle right there, push through 1900 and then get into that 78.6 around 1980. Previously, we were looking for it to fail around that as we were looking for a likely better bounce in the US dollar. But look at how this minor third is translating. It's really translating very positively, and it's forming a swamp cycle. What that would imply is that we would look for just a modest pullback and then another move to new swing highs. That's really what is in focus here, as this longer cycle is really firmly pushing up to the upside, and that's why we are seeing so much strength here in the gold market, and conversely dollar weakness. All this is really tying in and playing off of each other here, and it implies that a pullback to this rising 23.6 at around 1824 would be a solid opportunity going out into this next cycle low timing, which is due 2.6 to 320, perfectly in line with when we were looking for the euro to form its low. If we do get this pullback here, we will look for a move back up to the upside, and likely sharply as we get out into that April to May time period here in the gold market. So a solid pattern here on the weekly, and upgraded a few days ago. If we jump over to the daily chart, we also see a swamp cycle forming here, where we've used up this whole cycle rallying. There's a short window of time for a likely pullback, after which we look for another rally as we have drawn in here. Our levels are rising, but they come in 1828.60 to 1792.90. So watch for a high to form, a pullback, and then another move back to the upside here. But note that this is not when that next weekly low is due. This next low is due 119 to 131. So we will look for that rally to then fail again and then start to roll back on the downside, as this daily low is due in sync with the weekly, which is due around mid-March, really right in line with that next minor third on the weekly. So after that mid-March time period passes, watch to see if we do have this pattern, a rally that then fails and then turns down. Once we get past mid-March and we have that pullback in place, we can look for gold to get right back to the upside and likely turn up sharply based on what we're looking at here. So a solid pattern here in gold, but likely to get a little more range bound as the US dollar gets a small bid on the upside.